Stephanie White explains Caitlin Clark minutes restriction after Fever stars return. Caitlin Clark made her return to the Indiana Fever lineup on Wednesday night, but fans hoping to see the all-star guard play a full workload quickly realized that wasn't part of the plan. After missing 2 games with a back injury suffered against the Phoenix Mercury on June 24th, Clark was placed on a minutes restriction for her first game back. Indiana coach Stephanie White limited the reigning Rookie of the Year to just 16 minutes in the Fever's 106-92 loss to the Los Angeles Sparks, a decision that sparked plenty of discussion among fans. Following the game, White explained exactly why the Fever chose to be cautious with their franchise star. Stephanie White explains Caitlin Clark's limited minutes. Clark finished with 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal, while shooting for 12 from the field, although she showed flashes of her usual playmaking ability. White said the biggest concern wasn't Clark's skill level. It was rebuilding her conditioning after nearly 2 weeks away from game action. Anytime you miss a couple of weeks, it's going to take some time to get acclimated. White told reporters after the game, "I think it's going to take some time to build endurance. You haven't really been able to practice all that much either." White also pointed to the unique challenges Clark faces every night. They pressure her 94 feet. White said, "So, again, you've got to make sure that you're able to withstand some of that." The Fever entered the game knowing Clark would not play in Thursday's second half of the back-to-back, but White made it clear that didn't change the team's approach. The organization remains focused on making sure Clark is fully healthy for the stretch run, rather than pushing her too hard in her first game back. Fever missing key players against Sparks. Clark wasn't the only major absence impacting Indiana. All-star forward Aaliyah Boston was unavailable because of a leg injury, leaving the Fever without one of their most consistent interior players. Without Boston controlling the paint and Clark playing limited minutes, Indiana struggled to keep pace with Los Angeles as the Sparks pulled away in the second half. The loss dropped the Fever to 12-9 on the season, leaving them 7th in the WNBA standings as they continue battling for playoff positioning. Even so, White emphasized that returning from injury is rarely seamless. "It's never easy when you're reintegrating after injury," White said, adding that she believes Clark is going to continue to be better as she gets more practice time and game reps under her belt. Caitlin Clark could see expanded role against Aces. Indiana's schedule now works in Clark's favor. Because the Fever do not expect to play in Thursday's matchup with the Mercury, she'll have several days to continue ramping up before Sunday's highly anticipated showdown with the Las Vegas Aces. If Clark responds well physically and gets additional practice time, there's a strong chance her minutes restriction will be eased. That's welcome news for a Fever team that has relied heavily on her offensive creation throughout the season. Clark has repeatedly shown she can impact games as both a scorer and facilitator, but Wednesday's performance served as a reminder that returning from injury is often a process rather than an overnight return to peak form. For Indiana, the priority isn't what Clark looked like in 16 minutes against the Sparks. It's making sure she's fully prepared to handle a much heavier workload when the games matter most during the second half of the WNBA season.